Hello guys, and welcome to this video. Today I would like to talk about a particular phenomenon that I find extremely detrimental in pet keeping or in animal keeping in general, and that is the anthropomorphization of pets. That has become an absolute epidemic, in my opinion, especially since the advent of social media. You can just see it everywhere. And in my opinion, you can actually recognize a bad pet keeper pretty easily by this type of behavior. So I think if you see an animal owner or pet owner anthropomorphizing his or her pet, then you can be pretty sure that this is not a good it's not a good pet owner. Now, I don't know, this video is probably going to be all over the place. I was, after the last video, I was thinking about perhaps scripting the whole thing and planning it better, but to be honest, I just really can't be bothered. So this will all be scattered and all over the place, and it might look a bit crazy, but hey, I still hope that it's comprehensible. I hope I can get the static out of this one. I'm really not sure where this static is always coming from, but I hope this one will have less of it. Now, the anthropomorphization of pets, which is especially prevalent with dog and cat owners. I would like to first go into the definition of anthropomorphization. Now, I have the etymology of the word here. Anthropomorphism and anthropomorphization derive from the verb form anthropomorphize, itself derived from the Greek anthropos, means human, and morphe, which means form. It is first attested in 1753, originally in reference to the heresy of applying a human form to the Christian God. Now here is a definition of the verb, that's from Merriam-Webster. So anthropomorphize verb can be used transitively to attribute human form or personality to. Intransitively, it means to attribute human form or personality to things that are not human. And the noun would be anthropomorphization. So the anthropomorphization of pets, which has become extremely popular and widespread, is something that just makes me personally cringe. And you might, of course, say that, yeah, like, you know, what's the harm in doing it? But I hope I can explain in more detail why I actually do find this harmful, and it does harm to loads of animals, not only pets, but also humans, but animals in particular. Now here I would have an example of anthropomorphization of a cat. Now this is one of the thousands of pictures that you can find if you just put cat reading a book into any search engine. Now, what do you think this cat is doing? I'll give you a few options here. So what do you think this cat is doing? Is it A, reading a novel, B, studying for a test, or C, nothing? Now, if you picked C, then congratulations, you are not brainwashed yet. Now, here is a different example. What do you think is the mental state of this goldfish here? Or I don't know what it is, koi, goldfish, whatever. Now, is it happy? For A. Is it B, sad? Is it C, nervous? Or is it D, we don't know? Have your pick, and if you picked a D, that we don't know, then again, congratulations, you are not brainwashed. And here, another example. Go to any search engine and put in smiling pit bull. This is the nonsense that you'll get. Smiling pit bull. Now, I'm not going to do the thing with you can have your pick anymore with the multiple choice. Like, if you're not a low IQ individual, you know exactly that this dog is not smiling. Yeah, it's not smiling. It might look like smiling to us because we attribute human features to it. It is not smiling, it's just the shape of its mouth. In fact, this dog could have just mauled an infant and it would look like that. Or it could just have been beaten senselessly and it would still look like that, and you could take a picture of that pit bull looking like that and we would think it is smiling. It's not smiling. Your dog does not smile, okay? Dogs do not smile. And like the amount of dumb social media pictures and of dumb videos that you can find about cute smiling dogs, and or you know, dogs being sad or looking sad or everything, it goes into the millions, and it is really the people putting such things online are just, I mean, I'm sorry, they have no idea about pet keeping, and they have no idea about animals in general. They're just, I don't know how they became like that, but the attitude they have towards animals can only come from Disney movies, and that's the only form of education they got about animals. I'm sorry. Now, I would like to go into one particular aspect of how anthropomorphization can be harmful even to wildlife. And it might seem like a bit of a stretch, but it is something that perhaps I can convince you that it is actually harmful and that it is connected to this particular topic, and that is the feeding of birds. So I don't know where you live, but here in Europe, and apparently in the United States as well, it has become extremely popular to feed birds during winter and to put bird feeders outside so that the poor birds are not going to starve, and that they will have enough energy during winter so that they can survive the winter. Now, that in itself is actually a very questionable practice, and I would like to tell you why. Now, I have a list here of advantages and disadvantages of bird feeding, and I would just like to go into that quickly. So let's start with the advantages of bird feeding. Number one, it can help birds overcome strong winters. Number two, bird feeding can help birds sustaining their population. Number three, bird feeding may help to maintain ecological balance. Number four, birds can be cute and interesting. Number five, you will attract a variety of different birds. Number six, can be especially nice if you have kids. Number seven, you can give birds shelter. Number eight, bird feeding can lower our stress levels. Number 9, bird feeding may become one of your main hobbies. Number 10, you can share your experiences with family and friends. Yeah, there we go with the social media. Number 11, bird feeding can reconnect you with nature. Number 12, you may behave eco-friendlier through bird feeding. 13, you may feel better. 14, bird feeding may help endangered bird species to survive. Now, this list is a disaster. You could ask any ecologist or ornithologist about this list, and they would confirm that to you. Everybody who knows a little bit about ecology is just going to fall off his or her chair reading this nonsense. Now, the first thing that you notice about these advantages is that about half of the reasons are actually not for the birds, but they are advantages just for the humans. So, you know, birds can be cute and interesting. Yeah, I mean, that is talking about your own pleasure. And bird feeding can lower our stress levels. So again, this is something that the birds do not profit from at all. You can share your experiences with families and with family and friends. Yeah, well, I'm sure the bird is really happy about you having a popular Facebook post, but it's nothing that the bird or the birds are really going to profit anything from. You may feel better. Yeah, well, good for you. You may feel better. I'm not really sure if it is actually the bird's job to make you feel better. But yeah, okay. So most of these things are just things that are good for humans, but if it's good for the birds, that is highly questionable. Now, things like number 1, it can help birds overcome strong winters. Yeah, well, it probably can. That is true. But the question is that really necessary, actually? Like, birds have existed long before humans existed, and they've been here for millions of years, and they didn't need us, to get through winter. Now, yeah, in winter, probably loads of birds do die, but, that's how evolution works. So the weak and the sick individuals will just not make it through winter, and that's the reason why in the end you get populations that are just fit to survive in their particular environment. So if you artificially help those individuals to actually get through winter, then yeah, it makes you feel good about yourself perhaps, but in the end the only thing you do is you will help those weak and perhaps even sick individuals that perhaps have genetic defaults. You will just help them to survive and to breed offspring that will just again suffer in the future. So you might feel good about yourself, but the only thing that you do actually achieve is that you will just increase future suffering. Now, number 3 is especially stupid. Bird feeding may help to maintain ecological balance. That is absolute nonsense. Like, an ecological balance is only then an ecological balance if humans are actually not interfering with it. That's the definition of a balance. If humans need to interfere, then it is not an ecological balance, then it is an artificially created balance, which is not ecological. I mean, that's just, this whole sentence is an oxymoron. It's just nonsense. Yeah. Bird feeding can help birds sustaining their population. Yeah, well, again, that would be a population that would just not survive without human help, and a population that cannot survive without human help is a population that shouldn't be there. And that wouldn't be there in nature. It's as simple as that. So these are all nonsense. This is nonsense here, this list. And it's interesting actually when you go to the same pages list of disadvantages, it's pretty funny what you will actually see. Then you will see the often like contradicting information. So here's the list of disadvantages. Number 1, birds may get used to you too much. Yeah, exactly. They may. Number 2, excessive reliance on your food. Yeah, that's correct again. Number 3, birds may unlearn how to compete for food in nature. Absolutely, yes. And that will only make them unfit to survive by themselves, and it will just kill them later. You're killing birds by feeding them in winter. That's what you do. Bird feeding can be considered as unnatural in general. Absolutely. Number 5, bird feeding may favor invasive species. Yes, that is a whole topic in itself, and that probably kills much more birds than it is actually saving. Number 6, many people use unnatural bird feed. Yeah, absolutely. So this is a question of competency, which in unfortunately many pet friends and animal lovers, the competency is not very developed. Number 7, it may alter the overall behavior of birds. Yes, it may and it will. And therefore it is actually altering also ecological balances that should not be altered. Number 8, birds may transmit diseases on humans. Number 9, feeding birds can be problematic if you have pets. Number 10, window strikes can be a problem. Number 11, may do more harm than good. Number 12, birds may become fat. Yes, actually, they may. And yeah, then you will just have your fat birds hanging around there in your garden, and the next falcon is going to thank you for it. So they will just become fat, and then that will kill them. That will kill them pretty quickly. So good job. So if you look at the disadvantages, they all just completely eliminate the list of advantages. So why is the bird feeding necessary at all? It is not. The birds should not depend on us, and they have survived for millions of years without humans putting bird feeders outside. And that's the way it's supposed to be. So what you have here is a kind of a mild form of anthropomorphization, and I mean, this is not a topic that is really being talked about here, but it is a mild form, and it is doing a lot of damage to the birds. And I just really like the only reason why people actually do that is that, like in my opinion, that they just want to feel good about themselves. Like they just want to have this kind of warm and fuzzy feeling about themselves, that they are saving. Look at all the birds that I'm saving, and look at me, what a good person I am, and I'm spending money so that all those poor little sparrows and the poor little birdies are not going to freeze to death in winter, and that they don't have to go hungry. And also, if you look at the supposed list of advantages, then you just see that half of them are not really advantages for the birds. They're just advantages for the person doing it. And it just really begs the question if it is the wildlife's job to serve you personally, to make you feel better, so that you can relax and you can feel good about yourself. I mean, it's really not the bird's job to do that. And if you really are honest about the whole thing, then by the feeding, you're just going to cause a lot of future suffering, and you're going to kill many of these birds. Like there's one point that was not mentioned in the list, that is the transmission of diseases between the birds themselves. So when you look at those feeders, they bring bird species together that would never come in contact with each other in nature because they just live in different ecological niches. And many of these bird species have particular diseases, or they carry diseases, that, and they themselves do not have any symptoms. And when they come together in these feeders, then they transmit those diseases to other bird species that are just going to become sick then and probably die because of it. So again, you're not doing them any favor. But the people who do this, they consider, they look at these animals and they think, oh my God, they're so poor, they have to live outside in winter, and it's so cold in winter, and they have to look for food, and it's such a hard life, and they just see it from the perspective of humans. And for them, the birds are on the same level as, for instance, a homeless person that has to live outside in winter and is struggling to keep warm and to find food. And they just project this on animals, which is just sick. It's just sick, and it's incompetent, and it is wrong. Animals do not function this way. They are adapted to live outside. They don't need cozy little houses with a fireplace. And, instead of, if you want to do something useful and helpful, then why don't you help the homeless people? Just help the homeless people. They are not adapted to live outside, and they shouldn't live outside. So if you want to do something useful, then focus on the homeless people or on poor people, and not on animals that have been there for millions of years and have survived without your help. Now, I would like to present one further example of anthropomorphization of animals and how detrimental it actually is, and just also how unbelievably brain dead it actually is. It's just absolutely staggering. And that is a channel that I just really hate with a passion. And that is the Dodo on YouTube. Now, that is a channel which has at this moment 13 million subscribers, and the entire channel is just about cute animals, cute animals that are being treated as little humans. And it's just hard to describe. They present all these warm and fuzzy stories about animal rescue and sad animals that are so happy after finding a home, or how goofy animals are, and smiling dogs and happy cats, and I don't know what. It's just if you really know something about animals and pets, then you can only call it absolutely childish and immature and infantilized, this entire channel. And the stories that they present are often, now first of all, of course, you have to know that this company, the Dodo, belongs to a media company which is based in New York, and for that media company, the Dodo is of course just a big money-making machine. So there are millions of dollars behind this. They make an insane amount of money with that, and in order to do so, they don't give a damn about the animals here. They even have extremely questionable practices that they promote here. Like, for instance, making those videos about strange or like unlikely animal couples living together. For instance, like cats living together with hamsters, so that they are setting up these pseudo cute videos about how some cat is having a hamster friend, and how they just like each other, and how they live together, and how they play with each other. This is all nonsense. Yeah, this is all absolute childish nonsense. A hamster is potential prey for any cat and every cat, and to just bring them artificially together and pretend that they are best friends is just it's animal cruelty to the hamster. It's absolute nonsense, and the hamsters are just living in a constant stress environment, because they know exactly that the cat could just kill it any second. But you know what? Yeah, if you need clicks, then you would just do anything for that, and it is animal abuse. There's nothing else you can say. And they bring all sorts of pets together for their pseudo cute videos, and these animals, they should not be in close proximity to each other, because they are in a predator and prey relationship. So that I really don't want to know how many of these videos then ended with one eating the other, but that is of course something that they're not going to record, and they're not going to show in their cute videos, because that would not fit their general line. Now, just to show you one example of how unbelievably stupid and brain dead this channel is, I just picked an absolutely random video. I just typed in the Dodo Pitbull, and this is one of the videos. I think it was the first video that came up, and it was really, I just couldn't believe my luck. Now this video is called "Proof That Pit Bulls Are Big Babies." Now, I just really, I'm sorry, I couldn't take watching the whole video. I just couldn't take it, because it's so absolutely brain dead. It's so stupid. It's just so childishly immature and stupid. And I just had to flick through it, and I took some screenshots. It's just unbelievably dumb. And of course, you know what I'm going to say already, because you know which direction this is going to. It's going into the direction of anecdotal evidence, and cute pit bull pictures that are supposed to prove that pit bulls are just big babies and how harmless they are, and they are so goofy and everything. Now here is like one of the first pictures of the first few seconds. Now let's have a look at what the proof is that pit bulls are big babies. Here you see Lisa, Meaty, like the dog is called Meaty. Lisa is Meaty's mom. Yeah, that already makes me roll my eyes. Yeah, it's Meaty's mom. Yeah, she gave birth to that ugly mutt, apparently. Yeah, so that's where we are. Yeah, it's Meaty's mom. And she says, "Look how happy that dog is." Look how happy. I mean, look at her face, first of all. I mean, oh my God. Like this, you just see immediately that this woman is absolutely brain dead. She's a brain dead, stupid moron. I'm sorry, but I know it's hateful, but it's just, if you can take it, if you can really take it, then look at this video, and you will just see in the first 10 seconds what a stupid, immature, and absolutely brain dead person she is. And yeah, she's Meaty's mom. She's Meaty's mom. Now, look at how happy that dog is, and look at what this goddamn dog looks like. So here you have it. Look at this unbelievably ugly mutt. And then the Dodo, they always give closed captions to everything the people say in the video. I don't know why they do that, but if it is for people who are deaf, or Yeah. So here, you know, she's going on about, I mean, his face is just so animated. Like, what exactly is animated about this face? It's not animated at all. It's just bloody ugly, and this is what they look like. Yeah. So what exactly is animated about it? You can only think it is animated when you anthropomorphize it, and when you project human traits and human features into the dog's face. And that's just, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. The dog does not have an animated face. It does not smile. It does not look sad. It doesn't. It's nonsense. It's your imagination. I'm sorry to break it to you. His face is so animated. Yeah, oh my God, look at how ugly this beast is. And here the best picture. Her husband or boyfriend or whatever. Yeah, that's what they... Meaty's dad. Yeah, so he's the dad. So the two of them, like her and him, yeah, he got her pregnant, and that's what came out of her, apparently. Meaty's dad treats him like a big baby. Yeah. I mean, look how unbelievably stupid this is. This is just so stupid. I can really not put it into words. This is just so dumb. Look at this stupid dress that they put the dog into. This ugly, drooling mutt. It's just unbelievable. And these are exactly the type of people. These are exactly the type of people that you can someday read about in the newspaper, that they got mauled, or they got their children mauled by this ugly beast. But you know, for the dodo, apparently that is proof enough. That is proof that pit bulls are big babies. You just have to put some baby dress on the pit bull, and that apparently is proof for them. Yeah. That is so stupid that it doesn't even count as anecdotal evidence. It's so stupid. Yeah, just take some cute pictures of your pit bull, and that apparently is proof that it cannot be dangerous. It can just not be dangerous because you have a few cute pictures of your pit bull in a baby dress. It's just the irresponsibility and the incompetency of these freaks is just absolutely off the charts. It's just it makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. I really don't know how brain dead these people are, but yeah, this channel has 13 million subscribers, and you can go through. I mean, you can go through the comments yourselves. Every video has thousands of comments by the same brain dead type of person that you see in the videos. Like you all have comments like, "Oh my God, look how cute he is. Oh my God, look, he's smiling at second 57. Oh my God, he's really smiling, and look how he likes it." And like, these people are so brain dead. And the worst is that you can be sure that 98% of the comments are made by adults, or supposedly adult people. It's just appalling. It's just absolutely appalling. And you know, these are probably the same people who do nonsense like this here. Like I took this from PetSmart.com, which is a shop that apparently sells pet accessories or whatever. Like you see all these people putting their dogs into sweaters and dresses and I don't know what, and it's just absolutely, it's so stupid. It's just so dumb. Like, dogs don't need that. They don't bloody need that. And I mean, look at what the hell is this here on the left supposed to be? Like, you can even pull the hood over the dog's head. Like, what the hell is that supposed to be? It'll probably just have a heat stroke in that thing. And I mean, look at the prices of this nonsense. I mean, I sorted it here by price from high to low. So, okay, the most expensive stuff is $100, which is still, yeah. I mean, you can find much more expensive stuff. I mean, this is PetSmart, which is apparently quite a low price shop, but I mean, $100 for this nonsense here, for something that is absolutely superfluous, and which you could probably even consider animal abuse, because the dog is just getting a heat stroke in this. It's just so stupid. Like, these are the same type of people who would buy this nonsense, and this is again just a product of anthropomorphization of these animals. They don't need this. People who think that dogs need this, they see their dogs from the viewpoint of humans. They think, yeah, well, you know, humans need clothes, and humans are cold outside in winter or in fall, so they need that. So why would dogs not need that? And these are just mentally extremely limited people who should simply not have pets. They should not have pets at all. They're not able to understand pets, and they're not able to understand like the most basic principles of physiology. They should not have pets. It's as simple as that. But yeah, just look at a few videos on the dodo, and you see a bunch of people who should just simply not have pets, and who consider pets not living things but just cute accessories that they can show off in a video on Facebook or on YouTube or on any other social media bullshit. It's just unbelievable. Like it's just one big low IQ pit of nonsense, and I just can't understand it. I really can't understand it. This has nothing to do with animal love. This is just mental illness. It's just a big pit of mental illness. But it's normalized, you know. It's a normalized form of mental illness, and there's a lot of money behind it. It's a huge industry that makes I don't know how many billions a year. And you know, if it makes huge figures, then I guess it has to be fine. It has to be fine then, I guess. And I find it absolutely appalling. It makes me sick. It just makes me absolutely sick. This should, I'm pretty sure that, you know, in 200 years' time, when if we actually do progress and not just regress, if we do progress, then in 200 years' time, people will look back and they will just look at our time with disgust, and they will say that how could people just be so stupid and so primitive and so collectively mentally ill to do this nonsense to animals and all sorts of wildlife. But yeah, today we just think that's normal. You know, we consider it normal, and if you think about it a little bit, it's just sick. It's absolutely sick. But yeah, all right, I just keep repeating myself. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I think anthropomorphization of animals is unnecessary, and it's doing a lot of damage to animals, and it should be stopped. And the more people realize it, the better. So guys, thank you for listening to this. I hope you're having a good day. You take care now. Bye-bye.